As educators, we can all agree that we want each and every student to be ready for life after high school. We want students to graduate with the skills and supports they need for future success. Some students will define their success as completing a post-secondary education program. Others will define it as enabling their entrepreneurial vision. Still others will state that they just want a job that pays the bills. But how do we prepare our students for post-secondary education and employment in the current economic climate? How do we ensure that every student has the skills needed to achieve his or her post-secondary goals? How do we help students succeed after high school? The College and Career Readiness Framework, developed at the University of Kansas Center for Research on Learning, provides an approach for preparing all students to be college and career ready, including those who are gifted, are at risk of school failure, have a disability, or even those students who are on track. This framework challenges high school staff and administrators to create systems that better support students in learning real-world skills to promote future success in employment and post-secondary education. At its essence, this framework promotes the instruction of evidence-based competencies that support positive post-school outcomes for all students. Recently, the National Academy of Sciences defined the skills necessary for success in the 21st century as falling into three domains: cognitive, intrapersonal, and interpersonal. The cognitive domain includes content knowledge, complex problem solving, and creative thinking. The intrapersonal domain includes self-reflection, self-regulation, grit, and perseverance. Finally, the interpersonal domain includes skills like teamwork and leadership, as well as the ability to interpret verbal and nonverbal messages. Together, the cognitive, intrapersonal, and interpersonal domain competencies are the skills that students need to develop in high school. By developing these competencies, we prepare our students to become college and career ready. While you might not be familiar with the terms cognition, interpersonal, and intrapersonal, the College and Career Readiness Framework directs educators to explicitly model, teach, and engage students in activities where they practice these competencies in multiple contexts. For example, a high school algebra teacher might focus her instruction on differential equations, which are cognitive skills. However, as she thinks about interpersonal and intrapersonal skills, she might also include a segment in her lesson cycle where she groups students together to solve a problem, which supports their acquisition of interpersonal skills. She might also organize her class with student binders and provide weekly instruction on how students can monitor their progress throughout the semester, thus focusing on intrapersonal skills. Similarly, a special education teacher might address cognition and intrapersonal skills as he works with a student on developing a post-secondary independent living goal. He might also practice assertive communication, an interpersonal skill, with a student prior to an individualized education program meeting. The cognitive, intrapersonal, and interpersonal domains encompass a wide variety of research-based predictors of in-school and post-school success. The domains don't just represent what guidance counselors might support or what special education teachers sometimes teach. The domains provide a common language that we can all connect with and find meaning in. The three domain areas also offer a wide variety of skills for educators to systematically assess, prioritize, and teach in collaboration with students and families. Ensuring that every student graduates with the skills and supports they need for future success is definitely a challenge, but it is one we are ready to take on together. This work is done best by supporting students' development of cognitive, intrapersonal, and interpersonal competencies through a multi-tiered system of support. We do this through systematically assessing students' needs and building their competencies through tiered supports and interventions. This means that when we think about the student competencies, we think about how we will support the development of skills such as problem solving, grit, and cooperation at the school-wide, small group, and individual levels. We then continually monitor students' growth in these competencies by analyzing data and choosing evidence-based instruction and intervention specific to the domain and competency, while also collaborating with other educators, service providers, students, and families. School teams that implement the systematic instruction of cognitive, interpersonal, and intrapersonal competencies within a multi-tiered system of supports enable each student to access the instruction and support to become career equipped and with the skills of a lifelong learner. We need to move beyond prioritizing academics over other equally valuable skills, such as goal setting, self reflection, and conflict resolution, and realize that these important skills can be taught in conjunction with content knowledge. We need to think about college and career readiness in ways that targets the strengths, interests, and needs of each student and designs a high school experience that supports a student's movement towards his or her vision of life after high school. To make this manageable for us as professionals, we direct you to the College and Career Readiness Framework. By following a framework that highlights what to teach and how to teach it, we equip each student with the transferable skills needed for lifelong success.